Hello, hello, and happy Monday. Hello, Sharon. Make sure you guys comment and do the thumbs up and then also share the video. That would be greatly appreciated. I only have really, let's see, 3 things to talk about before we dive into our projects. I will say tonight is going to be a little different than we normally do. Hey, Verna, Nancy, and Deb. We're going to play with the Keeping Tabs bundle. This is not only a die set, but it's also a punch. We're going to use the punch tonight just because it'll make it a little easier instead of running it through a die cut machine. But the die is awesome too. So we'll talk about that a little bit more. But because our second project is going to be a little bit more in depth, we're only doing 2 projects tonight. But the second project is like doing 2. So anyway, so we will get to that in just a minute. The first thing I did want to share, before I say that, hello Angie, hello Kathy. It is still 10% off of bundles from the annual catalog. This only includes the annual catalog products, or die bundles. It's the die bundles. And then also the cut and emboss machines. So there's a baby one, and then there's the what I call the big one. They are on sale as well for 10% off. And so this ends this coming weekend. So make sure that you get, that is Sunday. I think it's Sunday, because I believe that is the 30th, and then I believe the 1st is on Monday. So, if I am not mistaken, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay. So the 1st is on Monday, July 1st. Can you believe that? Gosh, it's moving by so quick. So you have until Sunday to get in on this deal. So 10% off die bundles, and then 10% off both of our cut and emboss machines. The second thing is, don't forget, when you purchase $50 from my online store, you get the tutorial bundle emailed directly to you. There are 41 projects for the month of June, and here is the card that I created for June. It uses the Beach Days bundle. And then I posted a little snippet of what I was working on the other night, and here is the finished card, Sharon. This is going to be for the tutorial bundle that will be out in August. So this is a new online exclusive, and I'll start showing those next month, because right now customers can't purchase these items. So it'll be next month when I start those. So, and I have Maggie May in here with me because, well, Ben is in a meeting, and so she is now, of course, whining like nobody's business because I'm not paying her attention. I'm not talking to her. I am only talking to y'all. So go figure. Hello, Michelle. Yes, yeah, I had to do some counting because I know that the 4th is next Thursday, because Thursday and Friday, our office will be closed, and you will find me right here in my craft room. So, all right, I'm going to flip the camera over because I have one more thing that I want to show you, but I need to put it down to the table to do that. So hold on 2 seconds while I get that taken care of. We're going to make sure that I actually get it in here. Let's see. And didn't. There we go. All right. And there is the husband. So I will now go and close my door. All right. Hey, Ben. I'm going to shut my door, okay? She's already eaten, though. All right. Make sure I tell him, I got to make sure that I tell him that the dog has already eaten. Otherwise, she'll make it like she hasn't and asking for lots of food. And she'll get a whole nother round of it. So, okay. So the next thing I want to show you, if I can get my camera to move, there we go. I think I got it this time. Is I did a class. Well, I actually created this a while back, but I keep forgetting to post it. And so, that's right, Sharon, Daddy is home. So now she is going crazy. I created these cards actually back, I think it was in May. Yeah, back in May when I was at a retreat or a little crop. And I had yet to post them or anything like that. So, but I'm offering this as a class. Now, the watercolor melon stamp set was a celebration item, and so was the pack of paper. So what I did was I created a class using the paper and the stamp set. Now, I know a lot of people liked the watermelon set, and so some of you may already have the watermelon stamp set. I had more paper than I did stamp sets. So there is an email that went out on Sunday if you are interested in this class. The class includes the make and take projects for 4 cards. So here are the cards. I'll let you see them real quick. I actually really love these cards. Okay, so there's 4 cards. And then there's a little treat box. And the treat box holds a pack of extra gum. So it just sits right in there. Okay. Now, this class will come with the paper, a bolt of the linen thread. It will come with a bolt of the large checked ribbon. It will also come with a full pack of the iridescent foil gems. You can see I have used mine. And then also a full pack of the iridescent pearls, because obviously I mixed and matched all of that through here. The class is $40 and will come with your make and take package and all of this, okay? If you need the stamp set, you can add the stamp set on for free. Obviously, I only have a certain amount of them, so the registration link will keep up with how many are sold, and so once it's done, it'll cut off the registration. Now, I also used the Choose Happy stamp set for all of the sentiments for the projects. You can add that on for $21, and that $21 is just a flat $21. I will pay the tax and the shipping on that. So, if you're interested in this class, you have to email me for the registration link if you're not already on my email list, and I will forward that to you so you can get it, so you can order it. The other thing is I do have a PDF of these projects as well as a video, and you can get that for $18. And those will start emailing out at the end of the week. I know there's actually been a couple people to order the PDF, and I've already emailed or texted with those that have to let you know that will all come out at the end of the week. So on Saturday, all of those emails for those that have done the PDF will get that. So that is all I have as announcements. So let's dive into our projects tonight. Okay, the first one, I'm going to say, I have started really stepping outside of my little normal easy box. I have, this project here, maybe the next one, is maybe a little bit more than I normally do. The next one's actually not, because it's a 3D box, but this is way out of my norm, but I'm so in love with this paper, and I had to use it, and I love the little extras that come in this. So this is, it's called Frames and Flowers 12 by 12. So it comes with sheets of cardstock. So it comes with, I think, 4. Let's make sure. Maybe 3. I think it comes with 3 sheets of actual designer series paper. But then it comes with all these little goodies here. And you punch them out. So they're like little punches. And these are great for like scrapbook pages, obviously cards, all kind of different things. But look at these. So they're all like these just different pieces and parts that you can add in. And they're very florally, there we go. Which, you know, is becoming more me, but I love this one. But there's only one, so I couldn't necessarily use it on this project and then turn around and use it on a different one. So, hello everyone. Hello Harper. And hello Linda, how are y'all? So anyway, then here's one of my favorite parts of it. And I am actually working on a scrapbook page for this. So these are little frames, and this punches out. I think this is the coolest thing, in my opinion, about the whole project is this paper. So these are little frames that you can have. That one doesn't have a punch out in the middle, but this one does. And see, it can go like this, or you could even do it like that. And then there's this one, which I think this one is probably my favorite. And then you've got this one. So, but this is kind of part of our easy button with Stampin' Up! Right now. But it is kind of geared towards your scrapbooking. And then, of course, like simple card making. Because pretty much all the work is done, which is great. So, let me put these back in here so I don't lose pieces. Because I'll fling it and it'll be like, it'll be like on the other side of the room. And then Maggie will find them. So, we don't want that to happen. Okay, so let's get started with our project now that I have shown you all that. We're going to use a couple of different punches as well as the punch that goes along with the set. All right, so this is the punch. That's what the punch looks like. And, all right, so here is our card pack so we can make it. Move all that way. And I do have a blog post. No, Sharon, it is actually not an online special. It is in the catalog. And it is closer to the beginning because it's that easy button that I like. Well, it's what I call the easy button. Hold on, let me find it for you. Let me open up my catalog so I can find it for you. You like all my little pieces and parts that are all sticking out. So here in this section, it's called the mix and match. But it is on, let me make sure I get to the right page for you. It's in like the little scrapbooking area. So it's here. And there's also a stamp set. It's called Poised Peony that kind of coordinates with it as well. So you'll find it on page 29. Okay, so I did put the measurements in a blog post online, so you can go over to my website and grab all of those. This one here. Okay, so we're going to do our card base. Our card base is a little different than normal. We are doing a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and that is going to be the flat part on our back. Now, I'm going to grab my scoring machine here, or my scoring board here. We need those for next card. And we are literally going to take and score at 1/4 on 3 sides. And this is just making like a little envelope. Now, we do have a bundle that's in the catalog that has like these envelopes, but I am hand making this one to make it a special size for this card. Okay. All right, let me move that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fold on those score lines. This back side of the paper is really pretty too. All right, so then once we do that, we're going to take our little scissors and we're going to cut here on our edges. Yes, Carrie, they do. And you know, a couple years ago, we had a peony set. I'm pretty sure I had it. And it was really nice. It had, actually, I know I had it because it had some really cool dies, like a scalloped die or whatever in it. Like it was like a border. So anyway, Yeah, they seem to be very popular again this year. And then I'm coming up here to these, to the top edges, and I'm just trimming off a little bit because I just want to make sure that, that when we put it onto our card base, that it doesn't show those edges at all. Because, you know, sometimes in my life, things are not straight at all. Okay, and Deb, guess what I'm using again tonight? We are going to be using some liquid glue because I found it much easier to use the liquid glue to put this on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put liquid glue down here on the bottom. I'm going to give it a good crease with the bone folder so it'll lay flat. All right, so we're going to take our liquid glue and we're going to run it along there. I'm not going to put it on the other side yet. Now, before I lay it down, I just want to make sure that it's kind of even with our top, in the respect of we're going to have a little notch there, and I want to give it just a little bit of room. So you want it as even as possible, but you're going to want it just a little bit, a touch further down. And then we're going to just make sure that it's there like that. And the liquid glue allows you to move it if it's not perfectly straight, which is why we're using that. Okay, now we're going to take the modern oval punch and we are going to go to the center and we're going to punch as evenly as possible. If it's not perfect, it's okay, because you know what? It's handmade card. All right, now we're going to flip it and give these a good crease. And then we're going to put liquid glue on. Ooh, and yep, there's what happens when I use liquid glue. So we're going to do this. We're going to take some of that off because I don't want it squishing out. I'm going to grab a baby wipe. I'm going to wipe my fingers off so that I do not have glue everywhere. Okay, then we're going to literally just fold it down. And you can tell that I did not get it even there. All right, well, I think it's too late now. It's never too late. Let's pull it off. Okay, we're going to pull it off because I want it even. It's going to bother me if it's not. Okay, this is like, okay, let's do this again. Scratch and rewind. Okay. Oops, that didn't work, did it? I'm doing it the opposite way. I need it like this. There we go. It's all sticky and gluey now, so. Okay, there we go. Okay. Now we're going to try to put this down. I knew I was going to do this because, well, this one is a little bit more difficult. You're yeah. No. I need a rewind button, Deb. That's what I need. Rewind. But I can't, you know, not on lives. I can't do that on lives. Okay, there we go. Done. All right, so let's take our pieces from our little kit here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this wreath right here. I actually took and cut it in half so that I could create 2 of these cards. And we're going to use liquid glue since I already got it out. This will be a little easier with the liquid glue. And then we're going to attach it just here to the edge of our actual designer series paper. Okay. Then we're going to attach this piece here. And this is Petal Pink, and this is just gonna go flat. And this was just to add a little bit more color, kind of make something pop off the page and then give me the ability to kind of coordinate with that as well. Okay. All right, just make sure I've got it even there. All right, now we need to do our happy birthday. So we are gonna take our pretty peacock. Oh, Angie, yeah, it probably does. But you know, I have to make things more difficult. That is me. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna ink up this half of the stamp here. And if you get a little bit of the other one, that's fine, because we're just gonna cut it out. We're gonna punch it. So then we're gonna stamp it here, like that. Then we're gonna come over here with the Calypso Coral, and we are gonna stamp Happy Birthday right there in it, okay? Now, the next thing we wanna do is we actually want to take some Petal Pink. Hey, Kathy. We wanna take some Petal Pink, and we're gonna stamp the whole thing. So now what I gotta do is clean it first. So I'm gonna use my chamois, give it a good clean. And then we're gonna ink up the whole stamp. And I'm gonna put it over here so it'll be easier for me to punch out. Okay. I'm gonna put these in here so I don't get, I'm losing space over here. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our punch, and we're gonna punch out the whole thing. Now the die, that's what I was gonna tell you earlier. So the die, when you run it through, it will actually give you a crease or a score line in the center there, so it's easy to fold. The punch obviously does not, but it's still just fine. Okay, then we're gonna take and punch out this half over here, like that. We're gonna set that aside. We're gonna take our scissors and we're just gonna trim. And I'm just gonna try to make it in a circular kind of motion so that it blends. And you can see there I got a little flyaway at the top, so I'm just going to cut it a little bit more off, and then there we go. So there's our sentiment. Okay. Then using the bow punch, we are going to punch our little bows, or what I call twigs and sprigs and whatever else. I call them usually sprigs. Okay, so we've got all that. Now, let's pull these back in. We are gonna set this aside really quick. And I need to grab another piece of basic white, and I need to grab my cutter. I'm gonna cut a piece of basic white to 3 1/4 by 5. This is gonna be for our inside piece. Okay, so we're gonna set this piece and this piece aside for right now, along with this piece. And we're gonna build up here. So let's grab some dimensionals. And we are going to put one here, and my finger is sticky, and one here. Okay, then I'm gonna take it and lay it right here. I don't wanna take off the backings yet because I want to make sure that I get everything else aligned. All right, this is gonna go down, and we're gonna just add some liquid glue. And we're gonna put this right about here. Okay. Then we are going to take these little sprigs right here. We're going to add a little bit of liquid glue to the back. We're going to stick that there. We're going to do the same. Actually, let's go ahead and put these little sprigs in there. We're going to put that one there. And then this one here. Okay, and then we're going to take this one and we're going to add it right about here. All right. Oops. Okay. Now I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take off those backings and we're going to stick it right here. So it's going to cover up all the bottoms of those little sprigs, but I also am letting it show a little bit more of that petal pink. Okay. All right. Then once we do that, we're going to take this one and we're going to just kind of stick that one right there. Actually, I probably should have put that in before I adhered it down, but that's okay. So we're going to just take off a little bit and then we're going to stick that there. Okay. Then we're going to take this one little flower. We're going to put it here. We're going to do it flat. We're going to pop these two up. So we're going to grab dimensionals. We're going to stick this one right here. And stick this one here. Okay, now we are going to do our inside really quick. We're going to let all that dry. And we're going to take this piece, and this is from one of the sheets. So it's like a center piece of one of the punch out sheets. So it comes in a long strip. It's like, I want to say it's maybe like an 11 and then it's by like 1 1/4. So it's that pattern. And what I did with that strip is I just cut it down so that I could have more than one piece. We're going to use the liquid glue and we're going to do a very thin line on both sides here and then down the bottom. Okay. So we're going to leave all this part completely unglued. There we go, unglued. And then we're going to place it on the edge of our basic white piece. Okay. Then once it dries, which it's not going to be dry yet, then you'll just take your little gift card and you're going to stick it down in. Okay. Now, before we do that, we're going to take the For You. We're going to take Petal Pink. And we're going to stamp it right here so that when you take your card out, it says For You. Then let's take our tab here. So this is our little tab. We want this to be in the back because it's got that blank spot there. So we're going to put this on the front and just make sure I do it in the right way. Okay, so we're going to put all of this part on it. Easiest way I found was to flip it. And then you can line it up like that. And that was definitely not in the center, but that's okay. And I'm lining it up with the flat part that's right here to the top. Okay, then we're going to flip it over. And we're going to put a little bit of liquid glue here. And then we will fold it in half. Make sure it's even. And then there we go. There's our little tab. We'll push that right on down in there. And then there it is. All right, so then let's stick our little gift tag in there. And then we'll stick that in there. And then the last two things that we want to do is we want to add some linen thread, because you know I'm just a lover of linen thread. And so we're going to take that off. We're going to tie a pretty big bow. I felt like this needed a large bow, gives it a little bit more elegance, I guess. All right. And then we'll take a glue dot and put it on the back. Now with your glue dot, you want to make sure that you fold it onto itself in the center there so that you can hide it and then your card won't be sticky. And then we're going to stick it right there. All right, and then we'll take our scissors and trim our end down. And then last but not least, we need to add our pearls, and these are the blooming pearls. If I can get them out. And we're gonna do our pretty peacock here. So we're gonna add one here, and then a little baby one right here. Two baby ones up here. Make sure I'm in there and right there. And then let's do another big one right there. Okay. And there is project number 1, which is a gift card holder and a card all in one. Okay. Let me clean up my space here. And then we will move on to the second one. I feel like I have stuff everywhere all the time. Okay. We'll set that aside. And then we're going to move on to our little box. And I am super excited about the box. So I got to pull in my little cutter thing here, or scoring thing. And this is our box. So this box holds cards in it, and it holds the envelopes. So the envelopes are in here as well. And then it's got happy birthday, thank you, with sympathy, hello friend. Any other stamp sets that you have that in it, then I would do that. Now I left this blank. I didn't really want to add anything to it, so I can change it up whenever I want to. But you could add anything to the front. You could add like the letters, you could do the like cards, you could add some labels to it. You can fancy it up as much as you want. But I thought we would just do the box and our little inserts. Okay, so I will tell you, you're gonna need a 12 by 10 piece of paper, cardstock, which means that you're gonna have to get our 12 by 12 paper, which comes in color families. And of course, now, oh, here it is underneath. So this is the neutrals 12 by 12. And there actually might, oh no, this is the pecan pie. So this is the current one. So these all have, it has 2 of each color in there for you. So I usually get every year, I will get a new pack of it, because it's great for scrapbooking. It's great for like when you want to do your 3D boxes, and y'all know I love my 3D boxes. Okay, so on the 10 side, since I've got it there, we're gonna score at 2 and 8. And you could even make this box a little smaller, if you like, a little shorter if you wanted to, but I figured if I had larger cards that it would be easier to kind of do it this way. All right, then we're gonna flip it to the 12 side, and we're gonna score at 5 and 7. All right. Oh, thank you, ladies. All right, so we're gonna give it a good burnish on all of our score lines. And, all right, so now we're gonna cut, and I'm gonna use my larger scissors for this. So I'm gonna cut straight up, and I know I've said this probably a million times, but and those of you that watch me will have to listen again. So instead of doing the notching, I cut on either side of the little hump that is created when you score. And that gives you enough leeway so that it's easier to put your box together, but you haven't cut out like a big chunk of it. And it allows it, in my opinion, and in my experience, it allows me to better put it together. And I'm gonna flip it over on this side. Nope, I am sure not going to. Being a left-handed person sometimes stings and just makes things awkward and slower. And doing it on that little piece too allows you to get a little straighter with your cutting because you're literally following that line of the little hump, the little mountain, I guess is what we can call it. All right, so let's do here, and then we'll do here. Okay, and then we'll do our next one. All right. Okay, so we've got that. Now, we are going to put adhesive here and adhesive here. And the adhesive I'm going to use is actually tear and tape because I found that to be easier. And I'm going to put 3 pieces, one at the bottom, one at the top, and then one in the center on each side. You don't really have to do that, but it's kind of like my whole obsession with dimensionals. I want it all over. Okay, so now I'm going to figure out which one I want to be my front and which one I want to be my back. It doesn't matter because they're the same size. So we're going to put adhesive on this side here. And again, we're going to do 3. So we're going to put 1, then 1 down the center, and then 1 here at the edge. And we're going to flip it, and we're going to do it again on this side. The tear and tape makes it really easy. You could even do the Seal Plus. That would be completely fine for this. I think it would hold it very nicely. All right. Now, before we do all of this, we're going to take our front piece here, okay, so the ones we actually put our strips on. We are going to take a piece of Designer Series paper, and we're going to go ahead, and this actually should be 10, and I didn't cut it right. It should be 10, so let's cut it real quick. We're going to cut off 2 inches. Okay. And we're going to adhere it to our front piece, okay? Now, I'm gonna use liquid glue so that I can move it around as needed. And I might be running out of liquid glue. Okay, we're gonna flip it. And then what I wanna do is I only wanna give it like a little bit at the bottom, okay? So like maybe 1/2 inch, 1/4 of an inch, something like that. And then you're gonna see it's gonna hang over. I cut it just a little bit longer than the 10, just so it can hang over just slightly on each side. And you'll see why in just a few minutes. Okay, so now we got that. Now I'm gonna fold it on those score lines again. and give it a good crease. Okay. All right. Now on the back piece, we have another piece of designer series paper, same pattern, and it is cut 6 by 4, and we're going to attach it here. And give me just a little bit more, thank you. And that is going to go right about here. And if you're really particular about your distance and it all matching 100%, you can do this part after you put the box together. But we're going to go with that. We're going to say that is good enough. Or you can go without putting it on the back at all. Like that would be totally fine as well. Okay, so now we're going to take off our backings here. I don't have any nails right now, so I need to get out my little poker tool. And okay, so now I am very particular about the little flaps being on the very inside. And a good reason for that is when you are sticking your stuff down in the box, you don't want it to constantly catch on that as you're putting things in. And so this, what I'm going to show you right now, is a little trick to keep it from doing that. It's going to have a smooth inside. So this is going to go on our back tab, side tab, back side tab. And it's just going to go straight up. I'm going to do it this way so y'all can see. Okay. All right. And then we're going to do that to this side. All right. Now we're going to take all these backings off. I can smell my husband cooking some tacos. It has floated, the smell has floated all the way to the back of the house. All right. Then we're going to attach these. And you're going to see, and I actually did really good at lining it up right. So you'll have a little bit of extra, like basic gray that you can see, but that's not a big deal. You could even do a large, like combine 2 pieces together and then wrap it, but I found this was a little easier. And then this is going to go right there. All right, and then I'm going to take and rub both of those sides to make sure they're good and sealed. And then ta-da, there's your box. Here's your back, here's your front. Now, next step is we're going to take our ribbon and we're going to take, this is a new online exclusive that'll be out in July, and it is called Cream Woven Ribbon. We are going to take some glue dots, and I'm going to actually take my poker tool here. Oops. And we're going to stick one right here. And we're going to put one on the end. It's probably going to be easier for me to stick them on the ribbon. All right. And we're going to actually trim this so that it's straight. And then we're going to stick it right here. And the glue dots are going to help us to keep it attached to our box. Okay, so let's do one here. And we're just going to press it. And we're going to come over here. Let's do this. glue dot there. All right, so then we're gonna press it there. And then next one there. You wanna make sure that you put a couple on the longer ones so that it doesn't constantly move, basically. All right, and then let's put one down here on the edge. All right, right there. Then we're gonna flip it. Let me grab some more. All right, so we're gonna put one right here. And then put one here. Okay, and then let's grab two more. We're gonna put one here. Right there, and then last one on the edge here. Okay, and then we're just gonna trim that off there. And now we have our ribbon all the way around. Next, I'm going to take a piece of the same ribbon and we're just gonna tie a big bow. And this ribbon actually ties really nicely. It is like velvety. All right, and then we're gonna trim it at an angle. We'll grab two more glue dots. We're gonna put two glue dots on it just because it is a 3D box. So we're gonna put one, and then we're just gonna double it up again, and we're gonna stick that right there. Then I'm gonna take, because I wanted to kind of pull in the yellow there. So now we're gonna take, and this is part of the like Baker's Twine three color pack. And this is Lemon Lolly. And we're gonna just tie a bow with that there. All right, and then we're going to trim off the ends like that. Yep. It's falling all over the place. And then we're gonna take another glue dot. We just need one for this one. And you wanna do like you did the last card and fold that glue dot over. And then we're just gonna stick it right on top, okay? Okay, so then that is our box. And then again, of course, you can decorate it however you want to. All right, so now let's do our insides. So we are going to take we have of the same a lot. It's called a Little Latte Designer Series paper. This is the same paper. I've cut 4 pieces. And again, the measurements are all on the blog, so you can grab them there because I can't remember. I know it's 5.5 this way, and I think by 4. So I think it's 5.5 by 4, but you go check those measurements to make sure. Then you're gonna have 4 pieces of Lost Lagoon. So you'll have 4 of these pieces, and these are gonna be your inserts to the card. Then we need to stamp all of our tabs, and so we're gonna use the polka dot one, and we're gonna grab Basic Gray. And I'm gonna grab all my little stamps out of there. All right, so we're gonna take Basic Gray and we're gonna stamp it 4 times. We're gonna do 1 and 2. Okay, and then I've got this one. We're gonna do 3 and 4. Okay. Then we're gonna punch them all. So then we're gonna grab this and punch it. Then we're gonna take this one, punch it. All right, then we've got some spare scraps there. Let me close this before I get it, drop one in it. Okay, and then we're gonna take and punch this one. And one more, so what we're gonna do is just trim off this piece and we'll put that in the trash. And then we'll stick this in here and punch once more. Alrighty, so now we have all 4 of our little pieces here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna stamp all our little sentiments that we want. And the sentiments are gonna be stamped in Lost Lagoon. So the first one we're gonna do is thank you. Okay. And then we've got with sympathy. And then hello friend. And then we need to do happy birthday, but I need to clean this one because we used it on the last card. All right, and then, oops, happy birthday. Perfect. Okay. Now, we're gonna take and fold them all in half. Make sure they line up. You can even use your little bone folder to make sure that they are all where they should be. And all right, now we are going to take our Lost Lagoon pieces and we're going to use liquid glue. I found, again, the liquid glue was a little easier to use. You can be precise on your tags or you don't have to be, whichever. Okay, so I think I'm out. Let me grab another one. I have a really large one that we're going to use since I seem to be using it a lot more lately. Okay. All right. So we're going to put a little bit of glue down here, and I'm literally just putting it at the bottom. And the reason for that is we're going to align our cardstock here with our polka dots. Okay. All right, then I just want to make sure that it is even. That's not too shabby. Then we're going to flip it over and we're going to put glue there, and then we're going to close it. And we're going to set it aside and let it dry. And actually, we're going to make sure that it's straight before we do that. Okay, so then let's do... Well, I did hello friend first. Let's do happy birthday next. And actually, we're going to do the last one. So let's do the with sympathy. We're going to put that all the way over here. We're going to make sure it's straight. Okay, flip it over. And press it. Still make sure it's straight. Set aside to dry. All right, next one, let's do the happy birthday. We'll put a little bit here at the bottom. Then we're gonna we're just gonna guess. We're not gonna be real particular. We're gonna make sure that's straight. I had a problem with the happy birthday one being straight on my sample one too. Had to fix it like 3 times. The happy birthday apparently does not like me. All right. Or it could be that I stamped crooked and that's just what it looks like. Okay, so then there's happy birthday. And then let's do thank you. Thank you is going to be over here. And I think that looks pretty good. Okay, now let's go back to the Hello Friend one. We're going to take our designer series paper here. Since I've got the liquid glue, we're just going to go ahead and use the liquid glue. And we're going to attach it about 1/4 or half to 1/4 above the bottom. So you just want it to have a little Lost Lagoon strip there. Okay, and then you'll stick that right into your box. And there is your tab number 1, or divider in tab, I guess. You do. Yeah, so I usually keep probably 4 or 5 on hand, more so lately than I have ever before in the past, but I'm pretty sure it's just because I'm getting older now. But yeah, I usually keep 3 or 4 on hand. I also keep usually like 8 or 9 maybe happy birthdays on hand at a time, and then like a million thinking of yous. Thinking of yous I keep a lot of. And then I'm going to be honest with you. Mailing them is the challenge. I, Michelle, have the worst memory to mail things when I am thinking of someone. It's crazy. Okay, so we're going to put number 2 in, and then we're going to do thank you. Even if I set an alarm, I will say, okay, I need to send so-and-so a thinking of you card, and then I forget to mail it. It's just because I can't get it all together in my life. Can't do it. All right, so then we've got the thank you. And we'll stick that one right on in there. And then we'll do with sympathy, and that's our last one. And I thought you were, actually going to ask the question of how many liquid glues or glue do you keep on hand? And the answer for me on that one is unlimited. Every time I order like 2 or 3 of the Seal Plus and then a couple of the liquid glues. But I got a bunch of really extra large ones. So there was like a deal on Amazon. So I got them because I have been going through it so much. So, all right, and then there is the sympathy one. So, ta-da, there we go. And again, the box holds the envelopes as well as the cards. These were the paper pumpkin cards that we created last week. So that's what's in there. Obviously, those are not all sympathy or happy birthday or thank you or whatever. I just did it for the looks. So, okay, so there is that project. I'm going to put that there. And then there is, oops. And then there is that one, little gift card holder. And if you have any questions while you're making it, don't hesitate to let me know. I will be happy to help you however you are. Hello, Jimmy. How are you? Oh, you're late. Yeah, that's okay, though. I know we're at the end, but you can always go back and watch the replay. You can. These were fun projects. I enjoyed these. Yeah, Deb, I'm the same way. Because those are unexpected things that happen. And so, yeah, I definitely keep those on hand. I keep everything on hand. I also send a lot of birthday cards, but I send birthday cards to church members. So, like, people I go to church with. And so we have, like, a birthday list that comes out every month. So I send a bunch of those every month. That's honestly why you see me make a lot of birthday cards. because I need lots of birthday cards. So, all right, everyone, thank you so much for joining tonight. I hope you enjoyed these two projects. I really enjoyed stepping outside of my norm and creating, especially this one. So, again, if you have questions, let me know, and you will see me on the 8th. No, not the 8th. That's yeah, that would be the 8th. So it'll be July the 8th will be the next one. So I will see you on that one. I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think. I think our meetings are canceled for July. So I should be here on the 8th. If anything changes, I'll let you all know. All right, everyone, have a great evening, and I'll see you later. Bye.